The Legend of Zelda film has the potential of being the next Lord of the Rings. It could be really good. I'm super excited for this film, like unbelievably excited. I think it comes out. When does it come out? 2027. Excuse me looking there. I've got notes right there that I can look at. But it comes out basically in a year, right? So they've just wrapped filming, I think in April. There was some like set leaks which looked I mean, it just looked pretty cool. They are filming in New Zealand. I think in the same like spots they filmed Lord of the Rings, which is why I compare it to Lord of the Rings because I'm really hoping that they do like 3 films, if not more. There are some points that I hope they don't do in this first film, so they can do that in the future films. I just want to talk about Zelda really, how much I love these freaking games. The first one I remember playing was Phantom Hourglass on the DS. Oh no, thing is, I always thought I had a DS, but it wasn't a DS. It was like a something DS. I'll put the actual name on the screen now, but I've completely forgot the name because it's not the original DS. I always thought it was a DS, but there was like a second DS. I had that, and I remember I had like an R4 card that my mum got, which had like all these games on. Obviously, it was completely illegal, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And by the way, that's real hustle as well. Getting an R4 card. Some people know what I'm talking about, but it was essentially like a game drive for the DS, but it had like loads of Pokemons on, had Zelda, had this like Power Rangers game, which is sick. It had like loads of games, but that's the first one I remember playing. Obviously, I was, oh god, how I must have been like 10, 8. I was relatively young, so I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just walking around and literally like I was really weird as a kid, like surprise, surprise. But I just used to walk around in games and not really understand what I was doing, but I was having fun, so I was like, sick, let's just carry on doing this. But I wish I could go back and like actually play the game. So I mean, I still remember it now, so it must have been a good memory. But that's the first Zelda I remember playing, and then I missed out. I mean, I missed out on a lot when when I had like the Switch. I was like, ooh, I've always seen things about this Zelda game called Breath of the Wild, but never played it. And I have the ability to play it, so why not? So I bought it off eBay for like 20 quid because somehow it's like a 9-year-old game, and Nintendo still charge like 50 or 60 quid for it. I don't know how they get away with that, but I bought it for like 20 quid on eBay, and oh my god, if you've got a Switch, or if you even if you don't have a Switch, I would genuinely buy a Switch or a Switch 2 just to play this game. And I would include Tears of the Kingdom into that as well, because Breath of the Wild, I think, took me like a year and a bit, but I was kind of rushing. I did all the shrines and then the general like story missions and then completed it. I do want to go back, but Tears of the Kingdom, I've been playing this game for like 2 years. I am on to the last story mission, but I've literally been stalling and going around and trying to get like everything possible, doing all the shrines. But it's so big. Like Tears of the Kingdom is like massive. There's like 3 maps you have to go. There's like the depths, the normal map, and then there's like sky temples above. And the depths is horrible. I think that's the worst bit about the game. It's really bad. The sky temples are really cool. It's like a cool mechanic, and then I literally just got the glide suit, so it's so much more fun, like going around. Anyway, those 2 games, honestly, oof, I've like sat there for hours, and they're so relaxing as well. They are super hard. Well, to me anyway. I wouldn't say I'm the best at games, but it's bloody hard, and I struggle playing them, but have so much fun playing them. Anyway, back to the film. Super excited. I can't remember when they released the cast, but they've got it's directed by Wes Ball, which I've seen loads of stuff online about people complaining about Wes Ball as director. Are we being for real? He did, I think it was all the Maze Runner films for one, which are really good films. I say that and I've only watched one, and the New Planet of the Apes, which was a good film. And considering they had like the last three to live up to, he did a really good job. And it was like fresh new story, all of that. So I have no concerns about the director. And then the actual creator of Zelda, I'm gonna say this really wrong, but it's Shigeru Miyamoto. He like made Zelda and he's producing on it. So's Avi Arad. Hi Kiki. Kiki's joining us. Anyway, Avi Arad. He's like an old white guy he's produced for Sony for years, and to be fair, he has done some like good films. Actually, I think he did some of the X-Men films as well, so he's done stuff for Fox. But he did like all the Into the Spider-Verse films. But I feel like there's something about him that's not right. I don't think he's the greatest guy in the world. But I mean, you've got the creator of Zelda and Wes Ball, so I trust in Nintendo and Sony to actually make a good film that's not like the Mario movies. Because the first Mario movie is pretty fun, but it's just like stupid. I'm really glad they didn't go down that route for this, and they made it live action. Because this could legitimately be like a really cool franchise if they get it right. But we'll see if they do that. There was loads of pics. Loads of people were like, oh, I want this person to be Link, this person to be Zelda. Like Hunter Schrafer from like Euphoria was like big on people's lists, including mine for Zelda, because she looks just like a freaking elf. But it wasn't them. So Link is played by Benjamin Ainsworth. Not many people know. He played Pinocchio, which is so rogue in the live action film. I think Tom Hanks was in it, and Cynthia Erivo. But he was in that when he was younger, which is rogue, but still quite a big role. And then Zelda is played by someone called Bo Bragason. I looked her up and I can't really see anything major that she's been in that people would know about. So it's kind of cool. They've gone for unknowns, which I think is ideal, honestly, for this. They're young. They're trying to prove something. So I honestly think, and when they first got cast, people were like, these guys are nothing like Link and Zelda. Like, obviously I'll show pictures of them. The pictures they used when they announced the cast. And then they showed pictures of them in costume. Right here. And oof, everyone's sold. It just looks so good. And this concept art is just more proof that I think this film is gonna do well, and just be a good film. I just want a good film. Even if it doesn't even become a franchise, I just want a good like one film. Boof, done. And now, so this is the official IMDb description of the film. A live-action adaptation of the video game franchise, The Legend of Zelda follows Link, a young warrior destined to protect the magical kingdom of Hyrule from the force of darkness. So pretty much most games. The land is under threat from Ganon. Now, I'll touch on Ganon in a sec, but a ruthless warlord who seeks the Triforce, an ancient relic said to grant limitless power. To stop him, Link must embark on a perilous journey, battling monsters, creatures, exploring treacherous dungeons, and solving intricate puzzles to uncover sacred artifacts that can aid him in his quest. Now, that's on IMDb. I don't know if that's the actual like official description of the film. I couldn't find it, so I don't know if they've actually put out like a proper one. But the one thing I'm like, should they do this already? Because they probably are gonna make it a franchise. Like realistically, is Ganon? I don't really know if he should be in the first film. Maybe at the end. But like, I know in other Zelda games, there's like villains that aren't Ganon, or it's like Ganon but it's not Ganon, something like that. I don't think it should be like Ganon straight up in the first film. Like it should just be like he's like puppeted someone to do something, and then it's like lead up to the third film where like they finally battle him and he does something. But then they are trying to get like people in early, so I think having like a big bad like that is probably a good play. I don't know. I don't think Ganon should be in it from the jump, in my opinion. I think it should be a slow burner, like a Thanos almost kind of villain. Like bring him in a bit more in the second, and then the third film is like all about him. Like Sauron really. I'm trying to remember. I've only watched the Lord of the Rings once, like all the way through, which is kind of bad from me. I only watched them maybe like 2 years ago, but I don't think Sauron was really like he was involved, but he wasn't really involved until the third. So I want something like that, unless I'm remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure Sauron like only came up properly in the third one. I think it would be a good film. A lot of people are obviously worried, and this franchise as well. All the games are 10/10. But all the games I played, I started playing Ocarina of Time because they have like I think it's the GameCube ports on Switch too. So I was playing that. Those ports suck, by the way. They really suck. But I think there's a Ocarina of Time like remaster because they've really remastered it once, but like a proper remaster coming. It got leaked. I think it's the end of this year. It comes out, so I want to play that. There is Wind Waker as well. I think it's Wind Waker. Um, which is the same art style as Phantom Hourglass, or well, flipped actually. Phantom Hourglass used Wind Waker's art style. So I want to play that as well because that literally just came on to the Switch 2 on the little port thing. Oh no, I think Ocarina of Time was before GameCube. Anyway, so I want to play those. I still need to finish Tears of the Kingdom, but overall, like these games have spanned like 40 years old. 40. The first game came out in 1986. These games are old, and I mean, for a franchise so big, the movie has to be 10/10. These games have never ever missed. Breath of the Wild is 9 years old, and I can guarantee you can play it right now, and it looks unreal. It looks so good. I'm looking forward to it, and let's hope in a year's time I'm ranting and raving about how good the Legend of Zelda film is. Goodbye.